to another episode of the Apocalypse. I am your guide, Nicholas. So good to see you again. Let us see how the beast and his cohorts spent their Christmas. I hope you had a good one, 'cause it's about to get ugly in America. Putin's America. Thanks, Rubes!
Anyway, I hope everyone had a good Christmas. What I have for you this evening is a sampling of sentiment out there regarding how things are going. And you'll also see how Donnie Shitbags and Vlad Putin and others, Leon Scum, all your favorite MAGA all-stars, are spending the holiday season. So let us see now. Oh, first, Donnie Shitbags, did you see his Christmas message? I'm talking to the Rubes, the cult. Have you seen this? This is what you've done to America, what I'm about to read to you. I've been saying it since 2015, pretty much. This guy's an abject sociopath. He's a criminal, he's a convicted felon, he's an adjudicated rapist, adjudicated defamer, adjudicated fraud, etc. And a judge said the definition of rape is expanding under the law, and that this falls under it. My point is, people, there is no justification for what you have done. I don't care what mental gymnastics you do to justify it to yourself, your children, etc. That's a question I really do have to ask. What will you tell your children in the future on why you did this to their country? And you know exactly what I mean about that conversation you're going to have at some point in the future. If we make it through all this, honestly, thanks to you people. So let's take a look at your adjudicated criminal, convicted felon, soon to be president that you have chosen. Let's see what his Christmas message was. Again, I want to reiterate, this is a person that's about to be president of the United States for the second time. How pathetic and sad is that for us? A statement about our country. Supposed to be dignified, be dealing with other countries in a dignified manner. No, not Donnie. And on Christmas especially, presidents, what are they supposed to do? Put out a positive message about the holidays, whatever. It's a real simple thing. Obligatory thing. Well, there's one guy, or there's one entity, I should say, that takes it in a whole new direction. The abominable direction. Thanks, Rubes. Let's take a look. This is what you did to our country. This is Donnie Shitbags on Christmas Day. It's around 1:30 p.m., I believe, on his money laundering operation. Merry Christmas to all, including to the wonderful soldiers of China who are lovingly but illegally operating the Panama Canal. Okay. Now, again, people, did you think I was exaggerating or being dramatic when I said this person is a beast? You're dealing with a beast? When I said things before the election, when he says something, he means it. He ain't joking. It's not a tactic or something. And he's proving it yet again for, I don't know, the 10th time since we first learned about this. He's proving everything I said. That he's an out-of-control madman. threatening allies and threatening to seize territory and canals and countries, etc. These things start wars, people, in normal times. This isn't just talk in normal times. Presidents don't talk like this. So immediately he goes from Merry Christmas to straight to annexing the Panama Canal, or extorting the people that run it to pay him a bunch of money, because that's what every threat is always based on first. Pay me. And when he says America, he means me, but I'll get to that. I've already told you this. Again, everything I'm about to read to you proves everything I've been saying for the past 6 months, even before the election. For years even. The warnings I've been giving you. I'm not just saying it for fun. There's a reason. It's important. Very important. So he goes right from Merry Christmas to illegal Chinese soldiers lovingly, illegally operating the Panama Canal. So where we lost 38,000 people in its building 110 years ago, does that say? I'm sorry, it's just blurry. Always making certain that the U.S. puts in billions of dollars in repair money, but will have absolutely nothing to say about anything. In other words, Donnie's saying we own the Panama Canal because we pay for some of the repairs. Already, Donnie has told about 8 lies, okay? I'm not going to go into the lies. That's not important. We don't pay for it all. We don't own it all. And we didn't lose all those people. It was a lot of foreign people that did the work on that canal. It wasn't just U.S. citizens. So Donnie's basically saying, well, we did everything and we're paying all the money, so we own it. That's what he's trying to say. And what he's really trying to say is, you need to pay me, the United States, a.k.a. me, for operating that thing, for being allowed to operate that thing. Just like he told all you business people, it's going to cost you $1 billion or more to do business in the U.S. You think these are jokes? You think I'm being dramatic when I'm saying these things? I'm not. Dead serious. And look at his Christmas message, proving everything I've been saying. Again. So we're not paying Donnie his tribute for use of the Panama Canal, or we're not allowing whatever the United States, aka Donnie and his rich friends, want for use of the Panama Canal. In other words, there's a wait list to get through there. About 40% of traffic did not get through the Panama Canal that wanted to last year. Those are the statistics I saw. That's not good. That means that canal is in real high demand, doesn't it? Just like Donnie wants you to pay him for the right to do business, all you mega companies, which I warned you about. You'd be getting the phone call from Donnie and his people. Did I not warn you? Panama's getting the phone call, or the canal, the people that operate it are getting the phone call. Canada's getting the phone call. Greenland's getting the phone call. The pay me phone call. You know what I'm talking about, guys, up there at the top. You know exactly what I'm talking about. What I warned you would happen. Okay, so let's move on. So repair money, but we'll have absolutely nothing to say about anything. Also, to Governor Trudeau of Canada. Governor Trudeau, he calls him, on Christmas. Again, another annexation joke. Is this funny, Rubes? Just wait. You're going to see how funny it is. Governor Trudeau, whose citizens' taxes are far too high, but if Canada was to become our 51st state, their taxes would be cut by more than 60%, their businesses would immediately double in size, and they would be militarily protected like no other country anywhere in the world. Likewise, to the people of Greenland. So he moves right on again from Merry Christmas to a long-ass dissertation on why Greenland should turn itself over to the U.S., why Canada should turn itself over to the U.S., why the Panama Canal should turn itself over to the U.S. My God, what have you people done? What kind of sick, demented, abject, grifting sociopath have you put before us? You fucking fools. Christmas Day, this is being written and put out before billions. Threats, pay me, pay me, pay me. I told you, you all would be getting the call. I didn't think it would extend out to other countries. I didn't know there was going to be annexation talk, as if we're dealing with Adolf fucking Hitler here in 2024 in America. You fucking rubes. Anyway. So in other words, pay me, pay me, pay me, and Canadian businesses will do better, Canadian citizens, and all those taxes that go down, all those lower taxes, well, they'll just go right in my pocket. That's also being said. Read between the lines. So again, I want to reiterate, because this is astounding to me on Christmas Day. Again, you thought I was being dramatic, saying you were dealing with a beast? Funny thing about a beast is he turns on everybody, uncontrollable. I don't care who you are. A lot of people are going to find that out the hard way. The last few people that think they got control of this thing, they don't. And you're learning the hard way, you business people out there. Bezos thinks he's going to get off for $1 million. Price is $1 billion or more, son. So then he moves to Greenland. Likewise to the people of Greenland, which is needed by the U.S. for national security purposes, and who want the U.S. to be there, and we will. Did you hear that, Greenland? And we will. Did you hear that, Colt? Did you hear that, Rubes? Did you hear that, horrified peasants out there? You hear what kind of talk is being put out by our future dictator on Christmas Day? What kind of abominations are being spouted here? That's just page 1. When he says national security purposes, what he really means is there's a lot of minerals and oil and all kinds of stuff under Greenland. And me and my rich buddies, well, I want to give them access to all that. So you're going to do this the easy way or the hard way? Or pay me, and I'll go away for a while, until I feel like coming back and getting more. Like Vlad does. Page 2. It actually says page 2. Merry Christmas to the radical left lunatics who are constantly trying to obstruct our court system and our elections and are always going after the great citizens and patriots of the United States, but in particular their political opponent, me. That's in caps, M-E, me. Because that's the most important thing in the entire 2-page statement. Me. Thanks, Rubes. They know that their only chance of survival is getting pardons from a man who has absolutely no idea what he's doing. Also, to the 37 most violent criminals who killed, raped, and plundered like virtually no one before them. Hold on. That's the convicted felons calling other people rapists, plunderers, murderers. That's the adjudicated fraud. That's the adjudicated defamer saying that. Just want to remind you what we're dealing with. What you rubes have wrought. He dares call other people criminals and rapists. But we're just given incredibly a pardon by Sleepy Joe. I refuse to wish a Merry Christmas to those lucky souls, But instead we'll say, go to hell, that's in all caps on Christmas Day, by our future president/dictator. Thanks, Rubes. I was not going to read this. I do not want to read this abominations. I try not to. I didn't read this yesterday. Then I found out the phrase was used in it, go to hell or rot in hell. On Christmas fucking Day. All caps, go to hell, says the criminal about other criminals. According to the criminal, the defamer, the liar, intentionally. So I don't even know who these people are that he's talking about. The convicted felon. I don't know what the convicted felon's talking about here, the specific individuals. All I know is the convicted felon is saying this. And he's also saying go to hell on Christmas Day in all caps to other human beings. And putting that out for the masses to enjoy. This is the level of sociopath you are dealing with. You thought this was a game. You thought I was being dramatic. You thought I was leaning to the left or too biased this way. No, this a beast, son. You didn't know? You better ask somebody. Had the greatest election in history of our country. A bright light is now shining over the USA. And in 26 days, we will make America great again. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. After he says go to hell on Christmas Day. Thanks, Roops. Proves everything I've been saying, right? Goes from Merry Christmas right to the annexation talk and threats and pay me. Right over here to a convicted felon talking about other convicted felons getting a pardon. He's got a problem with that. Then why are his people, why were they asking for 2 years for Joe to pardon him? The convicted felon. Funny how that works. Pardons are great things. When Donnie needs one. Or one of his cultists need one like Marge or Bobo or whoever. But they didn't have the 2 million, sorry. Because Donnie sells anything of value, pardons, positions, etc. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Because he sees it as his. Because he's king. That's the mentality we're dealing with, and that's not the slightest exaggeration. Caesar's probably more accurate than king. O little children, what have ye done? Oh, what have you done? Again, I just want to reiterate, everything I've been saying is in here. This is Adolf Hitler type talk. And that's not an exaggeration either. Let's move on. I wanted to give you some sentiment. Screenshots I've been taking over the past couple days. I wanted to give you guys the day off on Christmas. I was about to do a video. Because this shit's important, man. I know everyone doesn't realize it yet. But they will. Trust me. Sentiment of people. This isn't me saying this stuff. This is other people saying this stuff. This isn't people with 2 followers that no one listens to. These are people with followers. In a thread that I have, developed over years. And not a thread, but a group of people that I trust. People that I like what they say sometimes. Whatever. I didn't tell them to say this stuff. And I didn't say it because of them when I said it. Years ago. Let's start with this. This is a person who is not religious. Again, not religious. Does the Bible say anything about the Antichrist being elected president? They put that on Twitter. They got followers too. And I guess they're being, that's a rhetorical question, I don't know, or a facetious type question. I just find it fascinating for years. Several years now I've been seeing people use that phrase about Donnie shitbags. People that don't even believe in God. No interest in it. Why are they saying that? Funny, huh? Let's go to the next one. This is a person who has a pretty nice following. Sounds like the Antichrist, and they're commenting on this pay to pray. Trump reportedly charges supporters $100,000 to attend church service with him. Money. You pay money and you can worship or attend a service with Donnie. He is selling worship access to him. Does that sound like something that Jesus would be cool with? Rubes, Christians, in quotes? Of course he wouldn't, but you knew this already. You know what you're dealing with. But he's on your team, so you chose to run with it. I know you know. I know you know. I'll get into that more in the future. Sounds like the Antichrist indeed. And again, this ain't me saying this. And this ain't no Christian here saying this either. This ain't a religious person. This isn't a person who's putting Bible verses up. Funny, huh? And that ain't the first person I saw making a comment like that doesn't even believe in God or identifies as an atheist or whatever. It's about the 100th I've seen over years. Well, that's the same thing. I keep clicking on the same picture. Okay, this is a joke. And a person responded, USA is the new Russia. I found that interesting. I'm not really concerned with the subject, but quickly, guys, a Canadian is making a joke. Denmark offered to buy America yesterday. We should do a deal with Denmark, Canada. Canada gets Washington State, Oregon, California, Maine, Massachusetts, New York. Denmark can burn the rest and start over. So, do you like jokes about your country or territories in your country being annexed? I bet you don't like those jokes. I bet those upset you. Guess what? Annexation jokes upset the Canadians and the people that run the Panama Canal and the people that own Greenland. They get upset when they hear jokes like that. So a Canadian's making a joke. Because, like I posted the other day, Eric Trump, the smartest of all the Trumps, one of Donnie Shitbag's sons, made up a meme or reposted a meme where Canada, Greenland, and the Panama Canal are on like an Amazon cart, like you bought them. And he's basically saying, like, you know, we own those now. Our daddy owns those. Got a picture of his daddy. Next to it, Donnie Shitbags. Yeah, so Eric's boasting about us owning those or annexing those or Donnie taking those, his daddy taking those. And this person down here says USA is the new Russia. What did I say before the election? And what have I been saying for a long time, people? You watched it. Don't let our country turn into Russia. If you vote for this, if you support this, if you enable this, you are beginning the process which began about 2 decades ago in a real way. You're beginning the process of turning our country into Russia, like CEOs getting shot dead on the sidewalk. That happened really quickly right after the election. I told you. I warned everyone. Top, bottom, and middle. Do you want your country to be Russia? Because that's where it's heading. When thuggery reigns and you enable it and you give it permission and you let it take root. This gentleman also sees the same thing. USA is the new Russia. Exactly what I've been saying. Dangerous fucking territory we're on right now, people. It's not funny in the slightest. And I know the Rubes have no fucking clue what they've done, but they will, man. They will. Let me move on here. This is a headline from CNN. And this is why we will lose our country, because the press did not do their job. And the oligarchs that own the press now, because they saw what the press did to Donnie last time, so they figure they buy him. But the press, even at the time, before the oligarchs took over, back in 2015, they normalized this stuff. They made it seem like it was okay, like it wasn't that big of a deal. Here's another headline again, CNN. Trump is teasing, and that's circled, U.S. expansion into Panama, Greenland, and Canada. No, it's not U.S. expansion. That would be a takeover, an annexation, a warlike type activity. Again, any of you out there that own property, a business, whatever, how would you like if someone just came and took it from you? That's what your hero, King Orange Messiah, is threatening and talking about, to get his extortion money up. Would you like to lose your property? Any of it? A third of it? A quarter of it? None of it, right? Canada doesn't want to lose any of theirs. Greenland doesn't want to lose any of theirs. Panama Canal, the people that have been running it, they want to keep running it. They don't want Donnie involved. Because Donnie's just looking for tribute from all these people. And I also told you all that at the top before the election. You're going to get those phone calls. Do you want those phone calls? Do you think you're going to get off cheap, Mr. Bezos? Because you will not. Mr. Sundar, Zuckerberg, do you think you're going to get off cheaper because of this? Nope. Donnie going to want tribute, and he going to want constant tribute. This a beast, son. Again, so many of us, and myself, tried to warn people for years. It's a shame there was so much petty emotional grievance, so much corporate censorship on behalf of the mob, etc. And people didn't listen. They got all caught up in the drama. And most people just didn't listen. They all had some other agenda. None of your agendas are going to matter anymore. None of mine either. Don't worry. Here's one. MAGA has suddenly realized the tech bros are globalists. Yes, because Elon is touting the virtues of H-1B visa workers, that he needs them. Feel sorry for Elon. He needs those workers, as he touts. He and the cult tout the virtues of removing every illegal Mexican or illegal person from south of our border, from our country, removing Haitians, etc. Those are big jokes. Those are punchlines. Those are campaign promises. Yet when it comes to the H-1B visa foreigners, they're just fine. Why? Because they're skilled labor that work cheap. Technically skilled. Computers, shit like that. Elon needs those people, and so do all the other corporations. They had to figure out a way, folks, because all the menial jobs got taken. They had to figure out a way. How do we get foreigners that will work cheaper to do the skilled jobs? Oh, the H-1B visa. That way we can take someone from India, pay them $40,000 a year, because that's a fortune to them, and fire the person making $200 a year. So Elon likes shit like that. Plus H-1B, a visa person, a foreigner who has a work visa to work here, if they lose that job, they are fucked. They could get sent right the fuck back in a New York minute. So you got a slave now. An American ain't a slave, he can quit. Doesn't have to worry about getting sent back to India or somewhere else. That's another advantage to the H-1B visa program, by the way. So Elon loves that. So that's why the MAGA people are starting to freak out a little bit. They're like, wait a minute, I thought the whole MAGA thing was to eliminate immigration. Get rid of all these foreigners. We don't want any of them. Meanwhile, they're following a foreigner, Elon Musk. They don't actually believe in anything. Again, that's why we're going to lose our country. Because all these people actually don't believe in anything. They have no moral line. None of it exists. If an R is next to the thing, they forget about all of it. They'll leave it all at the door and hit that R button. Don't matter who it is. They're proving it. So yes, MAGA is starting to realize, and people are starting to talk shit because Elon's all about this H-1B visa thing, and him and Ramaswamy have been putting out statements to that effect. So MAGA's starting to, did we just get bamboozled here? Let's go to the next thing. If the media hadn't been so busy pretending Biden was senile, they might have noticed that House Republicans have allegedly been hiding one of their senile members in an assisted living facility for the past 6 months. Yes, for the past 6 months or for the past months. We're at this point in politics in America, people, and this is dangerous ground again. We are at a point where one political party, that's after they've taken Russian money, after a percentage of them tried to overthrow our government, after they've let this traitor slide that was behind all this, that they, cavorted with. Now we're at this point where one seat is so precious to these scumbags that they would lie about this person being. They wouldn't tell the public. They wouldn't tell her constituents that she was in a fucking retirement home for the past months because she has fucking dementia and she's old. They've been lying about this for months. You people have had no representation in her district in Texas. You've had a vegetable. How do you feel about that? Oh, well, as long as it's an R, right? Right, of course. I'd be pissed about that on either side of the aisle. If you're a fucking vegetable, resign the fucking position, man. So, yeah, it's funny. They can point out every fuck up that Biden has because he's 70 whatever years old. But this person, the Republicans were literally hiding in a home, pretending was still, mentally capable to do their job. That's where we're at in politics today, where that one seat was that precious. They'll lie to all of us and hide this person. Scary times, man. Kay Granger is her name, Texas House Rep. Kay Granger. Vegetable dementia in a home. Being hidden from the public for months and months now. That's where we at in American politics. Or I should say, the fight for power, and one side's willing to stab their grandma, and one side ain't. Okay, here's a post by Leon Scum, and I have him blocked. No, we need more. This is a screenshot someone else put up. No, we need more, like double that number yesterday. The number of people who are super talented engineers and super motivated in the USA is far too low. That is Elon, the South African or Canadian or whatever the fuck he is, talking about there's not enough talented Americans for his shiesty ass companies or his frauds. How fucking dare he, when even the most, elementary person that follows politics knows why corporations would want H-1B visa people. Because they can pay them less, and they got them over a fucking barrel. They fuck up, they get deported. So it has nothing to do with lack of talent in the United States. What it has to do with is the same thing it had to do with back in the late 60s, early 70s when all the jobs got shipped to fucking China. Corporations don't want to pay American wages. They don't like democracy. They don't like sick time. They don't like paid time off. They don't like paying for benefits. They don't like paying, American level wages. They don't like workers' rights. They don't like democracy. Gets in the way. So first he insults American people at the, skilled technical level. How do you feel about that, guys? As long as it has an R next to it, right? Think of this like a pro sports team. If you want your team to win the championship, you need to recruit top talent wherever they may be. That enables the whole team to win. Here's how you need to look at Elon Musk. I'll make it real simple for you. When he says, if you want your team to win the championship, you need to recruit top talent wherever they may be. That enables the whole team to win. What he really means is that enables him to win. When Elon says this is a positive thing, what he really means is all the money ends up in my bank account. When Elon says he wants to change the world for the better or whatever, what he really means is all the money ends up in my bank account. That's only and always what he is ever saying with all this. That is him in a nutshell, Mr. Scum. So he insults American technical people and says that, if I want to win the championship, which means all the money ends up in my bank account, I need the best team. No, you need the cheapest team, the cheapest slaves that can't leave because they'd be violating their visa and have to swallow whatever shit you dish out, or whatever shitty wages you dish out, or making them sleep in the fucking office. This guy's a sociopath. And this statement proves it once again. And only an idiot would take a word of this seriously. It cost him less money. It's that simple. Again, every statement by this entity, Mr. Scum, just look at it this way. All the money ends up in my bank account. That's the goal. That's Elon. That's Leon. I'm almost done here. Oh, Elon's talking about, that's the goal. The political and legacy media puppets all got their new instructions yesterday, are now parroting the same message to drive a wedge between Donnie and me. All the talk about Donnie's the vice president, Elon's Donnie's wife, blah, 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 blah. That psychological stuff that people are trying to pull, it's working, obviously, because they're talking about it. Well, Elon's trying to say it's not working. Always go with the direct opposite of what Elon or Donnie Shitbag says, and you will be on the true road, the right road. Don't ever believe a word. Don't ever believe the opposite, then you're good. Trust me. Musk originally got into the U.S. on a student visa to attend Stanford. That was before he dropped out and stayed in the country illegally. Yes, Mr. Musk was in our country illegally. The same guy that all you cult rubes worship, because he talks about rounding up immigrants and deporting them. And the problems with illegal immigration when he was illegal himself. Is anyone in the cult not a fucking abject hypocrite? And liar and con man and fraud and criminal? Anyone? 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 I didn't think so. Laura Loomer, remember that hag? Remember that skank? Her and Elon are having a fight. In other words, Donnie's alleged last girlfriend is having a fight with Donnie's new girlfriend, Elania. And let's just quickly read what crazy-ass Miss Loomer said. And the reason Loomer's out and Elania's in is because word on the street was that Loomer may have, given oral pleasure to the convicted felon. And, Melania was getting a little mad. People were getting a little too obvious, a little touchy-feely, a little too... So Donnie had to give her the phone call. Sorry, honey, you're out. But she's trying to get back in. And she's taking pot shots at Donnie's new bride, Elania. The elephant in the room is that Elon, who is not MAGA and never has... He's not credentialed MAGA. That's what Miss Loomer is saying. And it never has been, is a total fucking drag on the Trump transition. He's a stage 5 clinger. Remember who's saying that Elon's a stage 5 clinger, and he is. Who overstayed his welcome at Mar-a-Lago in an effort to become Trump's side piece and be the point man for all of his accomplices in big tech to slither into Mar-a-Lago. Careful, Miss Loomer. Don't go near any stairs now. You're starting to criticize things maybe you shouldn't. This person, as I've said many times, all you have to do with these people is substitute me or I for America in their posts to find out what they are really saying. Who else said that? I said that same thing, and I didn't learn it from this man. Been trying to tell people this for years. Donnie thinks he's king when he gets the presidency. He's America. He owns America. So when he says a country or an entity is not paying America for all the things providing security, you know what I'm saying? It's dangerous out there. I see you're doing good business. You need protection. 8 million a day. Can you handle that? Or do we got to break your legs? That's what we dealing with. That's what we dealing with. So when Donnie says, you know, America's been paying for all this, but what have you done for me lately? What have you done for America lately? That means, what have you done for me lately? You haven't paid tribute. I warned all of you. I told you he'd be calling for that money that you people have. He's calling, all right. He's motherfucking calling. So whenever he says America's being treated unfair, that means Donnie's being treated unfair. You're not paying him his tribute. That's why he mentioned Google before the election. He mentions these companies, these countries, these entities. That means you haven't shown me the love. You haven't paid tribute. I might have to do something in the future that you don't like. Substitute me or I for America in their post to find out what they are really saying. This is a Musk post. Same principle. It comes down to this. Do you want America to win? Do you want America to lose? If you force the world's best talent to play for the other side, America will lose. End of story. No, that means Musk will lose. What is the goal with Mr. Musk? All the money in the world ends up in his bank account. Richest man in the world, still not satisfied. He wants more. That's a sociopath, son. More Laura Loomer in the back and forth between ex-girlfriend and new girlfriend. Is Doge a way to cut spending or redirect the spending toward the pet projects of tech bro billionaires? Yes. It's looking like the latter, to be honest. Hey, let's convince the peasants that we are saving them money as we enrich ourselves. Yep, this is what I've been saying since before the election, remember? Then when they find out and speak out, we will, and the comment cuts off, but you get where it's going. And Elon eventually commented and said that she was looking for attention, Miss Loomer. Oh, this is what Mr. Putin did on Christmas. You already saw what Donnie Shitbags was doing on Christmas. I read you the utterly psychotic, sociopathic statement. Here's what Mr. Putin did on Christmas. What Russians did on Christmas, just to summarize. 70 missiles, over 100 drones into Ukraine in order to destroy the Ukrainian energy grid and freeze millions of Ukrainians in winter, shooting down a civilian airliner from Azerbaijan and killing 38 civilians, including children, violating Moldovan and Romanian airspace where missiles came down. That's how Vlad spent Christmas. You saw how Donnie spent Christmas and the sentiment he put out. Go to hell, I think was the sentiment in all caps. Rubes, I'm talking to you. These are the two entities. Oh, and Mr. Scum, too, that you gave your country to. I wanted to know I wanted you to know, you Christians out there, you rubes out there, you cult members, all of you that allege to care about America and tout these human beings or these entities as good people, as something worth supporting, as a good direction or example to follow. Well, you saw what Donnie wrote, and you saw what Mr. Putin did here. These are who? These are the beasts you've given your country to. Good luck with that, man. Here's Miss Loomer again. Don't worry, guys. The divorce is coming soon. She means between Alania and Donnie Shitbags. A lot of people are seeing that in the works. And I want to say, Donnie's going to turn on everybody. Everyone thinks they got a leash on him. Elon, Mr. Putin, all these people, they think they got a leash on him. Does he sound like people have a leash on him completely? No. He sounds like a maniac, and he wants money from everybody, which I warned you people about 87 times before the election. I told you you'd be getting the calls. And it ain't going to be cheaper than paying the government for your crimes or whatever you had going. It's going to cost much more. The mob always does. Again, that's why I warned you not to turn our country into Russia for your senseless, immediate greed. Because you can't spend the money if you ain't here no more. Like that CEO from the healthcare company. When the mentality is thuggery and the culture becomes thuggery, like in Russia, that's what you get. People gunned down on sidewalks or falling out of windows, or extortion or corruption on a level America doesn't even know yet. Rolling Stone, Trump is keeping lists of corporations that have not yet forked out big bucks for his inauguration fund, and he's threatening to slap major tariffs on foreign goods. His decision to grant exceptions could make or break their profits. Again, I warned all of you megacorps out there before the election. Take this seriously. Donnie's keeping a list and he's checking it twice. Wants to find out who's naughty or nice. To Donnie. Not the other way around. Doesn't care what he's done or said to you. He wants his money. And he's coming at all of you for it. And I warned you ahead of time. So Donnie's keeping a list, and you guys better pony up some bucks for his inaugural. Or, he's going to have to instruct his DOJ to do some, or tariffs or whatever. Remember the whole tariff thing. Remember the mentality. I explained it to you. Donnie thinks he's king. Donnie thinks he's America. So when he slaps a tax on somebody, he views that money as going in his pocket, not America's pocket. He doesn't care about anyone else's pocket. Neither does Elon. Neither does Putin. All the people you gave your country to. And I think that's the last shot. And what the point I wanted to make with this is evidence of every single thing I've been saying for so many months. Just playing out in exact detail nearly. But on a scale that even surpasses my expectations. He's coming for you motherfuckers with money real hard, real fast, and he ain't wasting no motherfucking time. The point of this is, again, did you think I was exaggerating when I said you were dealing with a beast? What presidential candidate writes "rot in hell" or "go to hell" in all caps in a message that's going to go out before billions of people on Christmas Day? My God, the mental gymnastics you Christians, in quotes, must have to go through to not see what's right before your eyes when I know you know what it is. You ain't fooling me with the rubery, but it's on your team. Anyway, that's for another video. The real point of this video: you didn't know you were dealing with a beast. You thought I was being dramatic. You thought I was being exaggerating. You thought I'm biased, etc. You're dead wrong. This is insane what's going on. What you people have wrought. Until the next episode of The Apocalypse, have a wonderful evening.